Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 11 preview between the Oakland Raiders and the Houston Texans. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Raiders.
The Oakland Raiders have to get better in the passing game, and it's a combination of things that have to happen in order for that to take place. First, the protection has to improve. The receivers have to get open. Terrell Pryor has to be able to trust the first two things I've mentioned and also make decisive throws. And the play calling has to get better. Now, this week versus the Texans, the biggest key to success will be just to simply find offensive balance, and they can have a chance to win this game. Defensively, the Raiders must do two things at an excellent level this week versus Houston. First, they must remain gap disciplined versus the run. And second, they have to force Case Keenum into a quick and short decision. That way they can rally up and make the tackle. Now, the first one requires effort and want to. Like I've always said, stopping the run is more about attitude and less about scheme. Now, as far as the second point is concerned, that's going to take a little bit of scheming, especially toward Andre Johnson's side. Now, you want to get creative in how you cover him, i.e., go inverted on occasion where you may have the safety in his face at the line of scrimmage before passing him off to a cornerback. That's how they can have some success this week versus that Texans passing game. Now let's move over to Houston in this ball game, and for the Texans in this matchup, I believe they have to work the seams to the middle of the field versus the Raiders, and that requires both tight end Owen Daniels and H-back Garrett Graham to get more involved in the offense. You started to see Daniels get more targets last week versus Arizona, and I think there's opportunities to exploit these matchups this week as well versus Oakland. On defense, it's all about contain and keeping the running game tackle to tackle. The Texans have to funnel everything inside to Joe Mays and Darryl Sharpton, the two inside linebackers, so that way they can stop the run. Now, in the passing game, the key is sending overload pressure front side in an attempt to flush Terrell Pryor to his left and keep him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Right now, the Oakland Raiders are struggling to protect the quarterback, and I'm going to show you how they can move the pocket for Terrell Pryor to create an opportunity in the passing game this week versus the Houston Texans. Now, you see what we have here? Shotgun set. We're going to put the fullback, Marcel Reese, right here at the top of the bunch. We're going to bring this guy in motion, and we're going to move the pocket for Terrell Pryor. Basic 3-4 front. I'm going to show you how they can have a big play created by moving the pocket and also giving Terrell Pryor a run-pass type of an option. So what we're going to do here, we're going to bring the receiver in motion. And once he gets to the outside leg of the tackle, then you want to snap the football. He's running your speed out. That's going to be your first read. We're also going to have Marcel Reese stay here and block this linebacker that's probably going to try to attack the line of scrimmage as we're moving Terrell Pryor this way, attacking the line of scrimmage. So we're going to keep Marcel Reese in to block. We're going to send this inside guy of the bunch. He's running straight up the field. He's trying to split both safeties, hopefully pulling the safety, who's probably going to move over when they see the motion. Corner is going to probably move over as well once he sees the motion if they're playing man. But you want the inside guy to split the safety, shooting down the hash, hopefully trying to draw this guy with him, because what we have on the outside, we have a streak. So now Terrell Pryor is rolling. He sees the first read. He sees the streak he can hit down this way. And we're also going to have the tight end on the backside block a little bit, hold it for a second or two, then come up and is running the in route. So he has this route as well as the inside guy is clearing out space for the in. Now for the tight end, when he's running this in, if it's versus man, he keeps going. If he sees zone, if it's versus zone, he keeps going. If it's versus man, he breaks it up to the post. So he has to read coverage of the free safety when he's running this in route. But you see where Terrell Pryor is now attacking the line of scrimmage. He has a speed out, he has a streak, he also has an incoming clear, and we're also bob protection on the three guys that are covered. So that's the tackle, the center, and the tackle. They're covered by the three defensive linemen. They're manned up protection because we're bringing the guards around, leading around. We're bringing the guards around. That's the added built-in protection along with Marcel Reese. So you have three guys protecting Terrell Pryor. If he can't find one of these options to throw the football to, he can then turn it upfield and run because he has the three guys that are blocking. So that's how they can create a play in the passing game this week versus the Texans for Terrell Pryor, by moving the pocket and getting him on the move. In order for the Houston Texans to have some success this week versus the Oakland Raiders, they're going to have to convert on third and medium. And the play I'm going to draw up is a great play for third and medium. That's between 5 and 7 yards, a way they can create a big play in the passing game as well. See, we have the single back set, and what we're going to do, we're going to run an inside speed route. We're going to send the two outside guys on crossers, the two inside guys on speed outs, 10-yard outs, so to speak. So we're going to have the tailback block up right here. This is just a straight drop back pass. And the reason why you're trying to create a situation where if there's a flat defender, he's going to have to make a choice. So we're bringing this guy across the formation, and we're also bringing the outside guy across the formation. They're crossing at 8 yards. That's where you want these guys to split. 8 yards. Again, third and medium. You're trying to get these guys on the run as they're trying to run away from coverage. You have the inside guys running your 10-yard out. So again, that's how you want this to run, 10 and out. So you're still protecting yourself with if the blitz is coming, you have your crossers running at 8 yards depth. You can hit these guys on the move. They can make something happen. If you have a little bit of time, you can get your 10-yard speed out. So as simple of a concept as it is, you see where this flat defender will be in the bind or the corner. If they follow, and then you have a guy replacing where he just left, the corner, or if they're sitting in the zone, and you have the crossers running through zone. So that's how you can win on third and medium. And if the Texans are able to do this, they can have some big plays and stay on the field versus the Oakland Raiders defense.
The X factor for the Raiders will be the passing game. Like I've said before and throughout this video, the Raiders have to get better through the air if they want to be successful, not only in this game, but moving forward. Now, whether that's with creative play calling or guys winning the individual matchups on the flanks, or Terrell Pryor being decisive in the pocket, making those accurate throws downfield, they have to get better throwing the ball if they want to knock off Houston. The X factor for the Texans will be the ground game. I think they have some opportunities versus this Oakland Raiders defensive front to run the football, and they have to get better in that aspect. Now, if Ben taking carry the load, that's going to be a great thing for Case Keenum operating off play action. So that's why I believe the running game will be the biggest key for the Texans offensively. Now, here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For the Raiders, balance is divine. That goes without saying. You have to be balanced offensively, especially when you're a young football team that's trying to find your way. And you want to stay away from design quarterback runs. I think that has crippled that offense a lot. Only allow Terrell Pryor to run when the original play breaks down. Don't call design run plays. That's how you can get a quarterback hurt. And creatively take away Andre Johnson. I explained that earlier, how they can do that. Sometimes you may want to go with combo coverage. Sometimes you may want to man him up with Charles Woodson. Sometimes you may want to put a safety at the line of scrimmage to get a good jam on him and then pass him off to a corner, but they have to find creative ways to take away the Texans' number one option. And for the Texans, you want to expand the field on offense. That's getting the tight ends as well as the fullback, H-back involved in the passing game. It's going to give the Raiders that much more to worry about and that much more field to cover. And you want to send that pressure strong side versus Terrell Pryor, who tends to be more right-handed than anything. Force him to go left and force him off the spot, and you can have a chance. You want to keep Andre Johnson on the move. That's the best way you can combat the Raiders trying to double him or get a jam on him at the line of scrimmage. Keep him on the move. I like the Texans in this ballgame. I think defensively they're going to finally get off to a great start and slow down what the Raiders want to do on offense. And when they have the ball, I think they're going to get the edge in the running game. So Ben Tate should have some success running off tackle versus this Raiders defense. That's just going to open things up for the play action pass. And Case Keenum will have some success throwing the football at the intermediate level. So I like the Texans to win this one at home. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Texans fan forums and Raider fan forums for always showing football game plan support.